Thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast, a no judgment zone podcast that covers lifestyle, entertainment, news, and sports. Even though KC doesn't watch sports, but these are minor details. By the way, he reads tarot cards too. Yes, I really mean it. He reads tarot cards too. And now, the host you've tuned in for, KC Phoenix.
Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix. And yeah, I found this episode. I was looking at my phone and I was like, that's interesting. So apparently this is a new discovery. I don't know why I feel like I had read something somewhere years ago that this already existed, but apparently not. But then again, it might have been one of those situations where people put something out and then they just didn't talk about it again, and now is sort of making it official. Hold on, before I go into all that, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. All right. Now, what I was saying just a second ago, I don't know if any of you remember back many, many years ago. This was like 2004-ish, I think. Well, no, not 2000, probably like 2006. There was this story about, if you've seen the movie Harry Potter and you know about the Invisibility Cloak. Heat just came on if you're wondering what that noise is in the background. But the Invisibility Cloak. And they had said they had found the theory to create the cloak, and it would more than likely happen within 2 years. And after that story, you didn't hear anything else about it. And you still haven't heard anything else about it, which is interesting. I might do some digging on that. I feel like with this plastic thing, something may have been said before about a plastic stronger than steel, but now they're sort of making it official. I feel like with that Harry Potter thing, they were like, you know what? We don't need to talk about this again for, security reasons. Because could you imagine invisibility cloaks? So, yeah. I'm going to do some digging on that. I'll let you know what I find. Let me go ahead and get to the story. Scientists at MIT have developed a new plastic stronger than steel. It says, why is plastic bad for the environment? It is one of those seemingly necessary evils. It's as lightweight as it is durable, and it's in pretty much everything. Plus, unlike other popular materials, think steel and glass, it doesn't cost very much money or energy to produce. That said, there's a reason why coffee shops are puncturing their lids with paper straws, and grocery stores are piling up produce with the confines of paper bags. Plastic is bad for everyone who touches it because it's a synthetic material made by humans. Plastic's ingredients list comprises quite a few chemicals, some of which can be toxic, that make it nearly impossible to break down. Luckily, scientists in Massachusetts Institute of Technology are working on a new plastic that boasts all of the benefits and none of the disadvantages of the age-old version, which is quickly approaching its demise. It's called 2DPA-1. And is 2 times stronger than steel and capable of conducting electricity and blocking gas. Regular plastic can't do any of that. Michael Strano, a chemical engineering professor at MIT and the lead author on the research paper recently published in Nature, used a bowl of spaghetti to explain how 2DPA-1 works in layman's terms. The more noodles you pile into the bowl, the harder it will be to see its bottom. The sauce, however, can always find the bottom because the noodles, no matter how many there are, create little pockets of space between them, giving the sauce a route to the bottom of the bowl. Okay, in plastic's case, the noodles are polymers that feature the same spaghetti-like pockets between them, but instead of sauce, it's gas passing through them. Strano said that's why you can still smell your leftovers no matter how tightly you seal your plastic baggie. Like regular plastic, 2DPA-1 also has polymers, but they're nothing like noodles. Instead, they're one-dimensional discs that lay flat and link together by way of an unbreakable hydrogen bond. In other words, 2DPA-1 is really strong in a way that regular plastic isn't. And it has a lot of practical uses depending on how it's manufactured. For instance, the already strong sheets can be layered on top of one another, creating a legitimately unbreakable plastic. They can also be rolled into tubes and mixed with other plastics to make a 2-in-1 barrier that functions like armor, which got scientists thinking, what if we use this as a coating for anything donning a layer or two of paint like a car? No matter what type of paint is used, cars' surfaces eventually fall victim to the elements and begin to rust or rot. But with a layer of 2DPA-1 on top, they can last a lot longer because no gases can break its super strong seal. Applying 2DPA-1 as a protective jacket is only one of many highly practical uses for the newly developed plastic, already being licensed by private companies. Okay. It says an even more impactful use would be construction. After all, plastic is bad for the environment, and erecting skyscrapers with unsustainable materials doesn't help. It would be a waste not to enlist the lightweight, easy-to-make substance that's twice as strong as steel for more permanent uses like buildings in major cities. If anything, the buildings would last seemingly forever while reducing the carbon footprint with which everyone in cities experiencing climate change-related disasters would gladly appreciate. Though 2DPA-1 is very much still in its infancy, it poses a big impact on the environment because better plastic means less plastic, which is always a good thing for living beings on land, in the sky, and below sea level. I don't know why I'm thinking about airplanes. Airplanes are on my mind. That's all for the article. If you want to check out now, feel free to. This is where I brainstorm and all this other stuff. But I don't know why airplanes are on my mind with this. I feel like... What if... Why am I thinking airplane, like space travel? Like this could be something for space shuttles and stuff like that. Or carrying... And this is just me throwing stuff out. I don't know. Air is on my mind right now. So, I treat everything like a tarot card reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I feel that the big breakthrough for this is going to be related to air. I don't feel it will be related to something land. I know they were talking about skyscrapers and all this stuff. And yeah, you can do other little things with gadgets and things of that nature. You know, and all of this is speculation right now because it's like they said, it's in its infancy. But I feel the major contribution from this discovery, once it evolves and becomes a lot more viable, is going to be in the air industry. It's going to be something related to air, where there's going to be something groundbreaking. That's the energy I'm picking up. It'll be used for other stuff, but air is where it's going to really just, it's going to take it to a whole nother level. That's what I'm picking up. Anyways, I thought it was interesting. MIT is always coming out with little things. I still want to see what's going on with that Harry Potter cloak. I'll do some digging and get back to you on that. But yeah, that's all I have. Quick story. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, be blessed.